My name is Rutger Smits. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Abu Dhabi National Hotels. Recently joined the company about 4 weeks ago. Spent some time in the Middle East in the late 90s actually. Left the Middle East, went to Australia, came back to Qatar 2013. For me in my new role in Abu Dhabi, one of the key things I need to get to grips with is how this destination is evolving, how it's changing. Dubai has changed at a faster pace than Abu Dhabi has. Abu Dhabi is now growing very rapidly. There's a lot more hotels coming online in the city. So I'm really trying to anticipate what Abu Dhabi is going to look like in 10 years' time. Where do we need to focus our attention? Where should we look in terms of the growth of our properties? How should we redevelop our existing properties to make sure they stay relevant in a market that is evolving very, very rapidly? I think there's a number of topics that have not been addressed in conferences, or maybe not adequately. For me, one is I'd like to see the consumer, the guest, on stage. We tend to look at the industry from what I call the inside out. Our perspective as a hotel owner, as a hotel operator, or maybe as a project manager, or as a financier and investor. But ultimately, our industry is a hospitality industry. We serve a guest. We see guest comments on platforms like TripAdvisor. But why not have these people on stage and let them tell us what they experience when they stay in a hotel room? The second topic I'd like to hear about is urban planning. Cities are growing, developing. The gravitational centers of a destination is moving constantly. As I mentioned before, Dubai 15, 20 years ago was anchored around the creek. These days it's shifting towards Jumeirah and beyond, and listening to what other speakers are talking about with regards to future development, ultimately I think Dubai and Abu Dhabi might merge and it might move even further out or in. What drives urban growth and what is required to sustain a destination? You need social infrastructure, entertainment centers, convention centers, exhibition centers, but also sports stadia, schools, hospitals, everything that comes with it. And I find that business communities tend to grow around these nodes. An airport is a good example. I think the hotel industry generally is typically trying to play catch up with the consumer. The consumer drives the trends and we're trying to follow. So I think we're not necessarily leading. We're hopefully listening to the consumer and trying to play into their expectations rather than leading the way and come up with innovation. For me, AHIC is more a platform where I can interact with my peers in the industry, with, in my case, the operators that run my properties. So I'm not attending as many sessions as I would like, simply because I need my time to meet with the people I'd like to meet. For me, it's an opportunity to get all my conversation partners in one place at the same time, so I don't have to travel around the world and see them all.